Hey everyone, welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Naomi, and we're here for another episode of Brickanista On the Move. And I'm wondering, if you're wondering, I should say, where I am. I am in Bothell, Washington, and I'm here on the porch of my home, my friend's home. I can't talk today. My friend's home, Daneen, and she is also known as Brickworm, and she will be joining us shortly. But I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for all you after my face plant, which was about a month ago. In fact, it was a month ago. I have now returned and I've started doing this segment called Brickanista On the Move. So I'm outdoors, out on the front porch, and hopefully you have a chance to see this. Let me just get ready to record this on my computer. We are being recorded. And the reason for that is I wanted to make sure I had an archived copy here on my laptop. So as I mentioned, I have a couple of friends who will be joining us who are also serving as mods for me on both Twitch and YouTube, and really appreciate everybody who's here. And in fact, I just realized I can't read the chat. So let me log in. So for those of you who are here, let me just check the chat real quick. So sorry about that. We are still trying to work out all the bugs and all the details of everything that is here. So, and I hope that you can hear me okay, because that's the other thing that we always need to check is, can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying and doing? Okay, so we are live and we are still, okay. And okay, so I see Brickworm says it's her house. So now I can see the chat, which is great. And if you see me fiddling around here, so I've got, this is where my chat is going. And I just realized that my cell phone, I may need to switch over to this. In fact, I'll just do this, and I'll do this while I'm introducing my friends. So let's go ahead and bring in, we have, first of all, we have Daneen McDermott, also known as Brickworm. So, hey Brickworm, how are you doing? And let me admit Glenn Copeland, also known as our friend GEV 1138. So as I mentioned, I'm doing this from Daneen's porch. She's upstairs, I'm down here. And I just realized I need to also update my name. So if you feel like updating your name on Zoom too, feel free to do that. And I have known Daneen since October 2019, because that's when we first met at BrickCon. And for those of you who may have heard me say this story before, Daneen and I met at the Women's Brick Initiative session. And when she and I were sitting at the same table, we started chatting a little bit about what we were doing and how we were planning to, review the show. And I told her, hey, I'm over in the Micropolis area. Why don't you come over and hang out with me, and then we can build at the same time. So we were building in the Micropolis area, and she hadn't brought a mock with her at BrickCon. And she lives in the area. So she went home, brought one of her models, put it onto a Micropolis plate and registered it for the con. And that was how we met. So now I've got you in gallery mode. So now we can see each other. So hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Oh, goody, your internet is unstable. Oh, okay, Glenn.
Not just you.
It's not just you, we're all unstable. Maybe it's like not just the internet. It's like we're all unstable. And so Glenn, for those of you who don't know, I met Glenn in Sortlug. And so I've only known him for what, a couple months now, maybe?
3, 4.
And this is the first time we've heard him speak, because whenever he's on Sortlug, you never hear him speak. I think that's because you want to make sure it's quiet for your spouse, so then you don't wake her up. So that's why it's really great to be able to hear your voice and to meet you here for the first time. So thank you. Thank you for being here. And Brick Mosaic Art, hey, how's it going? Great to see you. And like I said, I wanted to warn you that I need to switch over and get this going also on my other device, because right now I'm watching the chat on my cell phone. And it's very frustrating having all these things. And I wish that Zoom had a way to integrate the chat function from YouTube, you know, into the platform. So until they do that, you just need another device. So anyway, so let's start with Brickworm. Brickworm, first of all, I had mentioned on a recent stream, I said, somebody was saying about, you know, how long have you been Brickanista? And I said, for me, it's been a couple of years, but some people like Alexander 23, they just started using Alexander 23, and you've only started using Brickworm for a little over a year, right?
Right.
So tell us a little bit about how Brickworm came about.
So it was just after the last in-person con at Bricks Cascade, where I had traded somebody, Dave Geddes, for some minifigs. He was looking for a scroll minifig, and I was looking for some of the animal costume minifigs. And we did a trade, and he gave me the Red Dragon costume minifig, which
nice.
I love dragons, first of all. You'll find that out through many of my works. And the dragon post to me just started resonating, because I actually call them worms, WYRM, which is how I got my handle. I'm a bookworm, but I'm also kind of a brickworm, because I hoard not only books, but I hoard bricks. So I'm a hoarder, and I'm proud of it.
I think all of us are hoarders. Otherwise, we wouldn't be part of Sort Lug and this community of AFOLs, because when we look at parts, we get so excited about the parts. And I have Brickworm to thank for the time that I was building that Thanos mech, because I did that with Doc Sampson in another Brickanista On the Move episode. And she told me, you know what, that Thanos mech has all those gold pieces. I said, yep, yoink, we're gonna get that. Well, that's great. And I think another thing that Brickworm has been a part of this community, and you've been also very active with the Women's Brick Initiative as well. Part of what we're going to talk about, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot more background about these quilt squares that you've been working on, and that started from the Women's Brick Initiative as well.
Yeah. In fact, it started as we were getting ready for our local con, BrickCon, was virtual in 2020, but I felt like we were missing the collab aspect of it. And so I really wanted to put together, I was waiting for somebody to put together a collaboration. And it was getting closer and closer to the deadline. It's like, well, I need a month to build things, because
we did ducks last time. What's the next one? Right?
What's happening? Nobody volunteered anything. So I finally decided, well, I had a bunch of these 6x6 squares for a different project, and in there I have tons of them. And so I said, you know, those dots that just came out, which you can see in Glenn's lovely background, those dots that just came out really remind me of the way quilting rings are put together. And if you've got me back as co-host, I can share one of my screens. I've got an image of the full collab that we did. So my background is in graphic and industrial design. So I knew that if everybody sent me a head-on image of their quilt squares, whether they were, you know, 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional or whatever, it would be easy enough for me to go ahead and stitch them together into a giant. I say giant. I was expecting maybe 20. I mean, we had what, 20 ducks, I think. That's like, okay, well.
Yeah, we only had about 20 ducks. You're right. So you were expecting 20 quilt squares.
I was expecting.
How many did you end up with?
We ended up with over 200.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I remember too that you said that you have a layer for each one, right? That each quilt square that you brought, you made a layer in Photoshop, right?
Yeah,
And you had to manage all of that.
Originally, I gave each of these quilt squares their own layer.
Wow.
I had to end up flattening them in order to make sure that they would be a size that was manageable, because Photoshop is that way.
Right.
But I designed it such that, you know, on the images that are definitely there, you can actually read the Lego text on some of these squares, because you can zoom in enough.
The Ghostbusters one.
So
wow, yeah, you're right. You can see the Lego imprint on the studs there.
Right.
Wow.
And so, and because everybody did the same size, everything lines up. So it all has this very rigid aspect to it. Now, some of these weren't in high enough resolution that you can read them, but almost every square came in with high enough resolution that you could see all the detail. And so this was our first quilt collaboration, and I'm doing another one for summer for Bricks by the Bay, which is coming up in June.
Right.
And so the idea, this first one didn't really have a theme because I didn't know what I was going to get. I did a second one for Halloween. I did a third one for Christmas. Did an additional couple of rainbow ones. And then this next one will be for summer. And so anything that summer means to you, I've got a bunch of images that came in for, I think Lego Dad is the handle on there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because of Father's Day.
Yeah, he did a bunch of them of the planets, which is actually very meaningful to me because my dad and I shared a love of astronomy. So that was very cool. And I'm really looking forward to putting these together. But so anybody can send them to me. The link is in my Instagram handle, Brickworm, BRICK.
Which I'll update this. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, BRICKWYRM, Brickworm with a Y. And that has the link to the form to submit if you want to get in there, and submit by June 4th if you want to be part of the summer quilt collaboration, which will show up at Bricks by the Bay.
So do you want me to put I could put the email in the chat if you want.
Oh, I could too, honestly. I could actually put the link in the chat. But I
was just say you are mods, so you should be able to do
I could do that.
This is Meet the Mods.
You interview the mods, and the mods do all the other stuff too.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of times you don't know the people who are behind the scenes who are helping out. And I'm so glad to have the two of you, because many of you know, on April 22nd, when I face planted on the ground and I had those frozen blueberries on my face, that Brickworm took the first shift from 9 to midnight. And then Glenn kept me awake from midnight to 3 to make sure that, I wasn't losing consciousness or anything. So yes, exactly. And Brother from Another Brick, by the way, hi, Brother from Another Brick. He says that he loves your beard, Glenn. He wishes his could grow out that nicely. So you already got a fan. See, because a lot of people don't know what the mods look like, right? When they come onto a stream. And this is also the first time that you are going to hear his voice, because for those of you who are part of Sortlug, which is where I met Glenn, he never talks during Sortlug, he only texts. So I'm thrilled that you agreed to be on this. So yeah, and thank you for putting that link in, Brickworm. And we know it's going to be another amazing quilt. Before we go on though, I wanted you to talk a little bit about your Mandalorian mosaics too, because if you haven't seen Brickworm's Mandalorian mosaics, OMG, they are jaw good. And you already can see one of her mosaics over her shoulder, but this is like next generation beyond what she's done for that mosaic.
Well, to be fair, the Mandalorian mosaics are all digital. They came about because of the dots too. These quarter round tiles that go in here. I realized that it didn't take much to make those look like a Mandalorian helmet. And I thought, well, what'd be kind of fun is to make a Mandalorian helmet, the recurring pattern in a mosaic.
Yes.
And
below.
I'm making one really quickly here just for an example. So
Right.
while I'm talking, which, talking and making at the same time is not necessarily.
Trust me, I know exactly what you mean by that. I do that on every stream, having to talk and build at the same
It's
time.
not a skill I thought I needed. So for instance, here, this is how they kind of nest together. So for, every row, you get twice as many Mandalorian helmets as you possibly can. So, and actually, David, yes, the last one had the Mandalorian and Grogu kind of carrying Grogu in Lego. So it's certainly doable. And they're digital, but I do try to make sure I use colors that are legit colors for the quarter rounds. So it's possible to do. The first one ended up with an awful lot of dark tan, and dark tan quarter rounds are not currently being published. So I keep hoping that Lego will start making them again.
Someday.
The second one, I went a little crazy with the coral quarter rounds, which I have so many of, so that's just fine.
I have a ton of those too. And Joe Marbello, who's also known now as Brigadier Itchy Sheep, which he showed up as Brigadier Itchy Sheep last night on my stream, or on Thursday night. And it was like, I think that's Joel. So welcome, Joel. Welcome to the stream. And so if you have a chance, I think he posted them on your Instagram account, right? Those Mandalorian mosaics. So if you haven't had a chance, check out Brickworm's mosaics, because they are amazing. And even, being digital, I still haven't really delved into studio. You are far and away above, my skill level.
And I say digital, and studio will let you make a digital mosaic, but in order to do the quarter rounds, you have to touch every single cell by hand. So it's not a smooth little click, I'm done, there's a mosaic. So
didn't you say there's like 4,000 of those little individual tiles in there too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, several thousand.
So that's a lot of clicking, click.
And would be several $1,000s in order to build.
Yeah, that's another thing which is great about having the studio option, is that you have that ability to do that. This is great. Well, thank you so much for that introduction, and we'll still be chatting about other topics as well. And I'll introduce. So, tell us a little bit more about yourself, Glenn. I think you're on mute.
I'm just, well, let's see. I had a dark age that started before I ever saw a minifig. And then, surprise, Star Wars brought me back out of it. And
Star Wars, okay.
Yeah, right. Go figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
have you bought every Star Wars set that has come out? Somebody had mentioned there's
not
like
even
1,100 minifigs or something like that of Star Wars, which is crazy.
Not even close. No, I mean, I missed out on like the first year or so of Star Wars anyway, but those sets. I mean, it took a while. Like, I think, I don't even remember which one the first one I got, but it might have been the buildable Darth Vader with the big giant helmet,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that one had that huge cloth cape as well, which was, definitely a new thing for somebody who didn't play with Lego through the 80s and 90s. It's like, yeah.
So since you're talking about Star Wars, what's your favorite Star Wars character? You put him on the spot. It's like, it's not a trick question. The Mandalorian. So that's Daneen's answer. And I think David now, I think, was talking about, I guess, Baby Yoda. Hey,
There is
Remy,
no
how's it
Baby
going?
Yoda.
I know, it's not a Baby Yoda, it's Grogu. Okay, well, you can think about it if you're stumped.
I think Ahsoka is way up there. But I mean, and that's also very fresh in my mind because I only recently actually watched Clone Wars. So, you know,
right.
That's, yeah.
So, so Remy's asking what's up, y'all. So we're interviewing right now two of our 4 mods that serve on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And so Brick Literacy, also known as Remy Baker, he's also got a YouTube channel. But Glenn, this is the first time we've heard Glenn speak. And we have it now on YouTube recording. So if anybody in Sortlug wants to know what Glenn's voice sounds like, you can come to this YouTube page and check it out. And so Glenn, I know that you got into this through Star Wars, and you've been in the Austin area. Have you been in Austin all this time?
I moved here in 1985. So now more than half my life.
And then you are, so you're big into Star Wars, and also since you're in the Austin area, do you participate in the, I think, Brick Rodeo over in Texas? I know that that's a big con that's coming up soon. Right,
yeah. Brick Rodeo, formerly Brick Fiesta. The first year that happened, I just randomly came across an ad for it, and it was like the weekend of my birthday, and I said, $50 for 3 or 4 days of Lego, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing for my birthday.
Right. I know, it's so reasonable.
And that was when I finally connected with TechSlug, and well, it's been all downhill since then. So.
So Rick Rickham, hello. So he's lurking in the background and listening. But well, the reason why I knew that you were part of Brick Fiesta is that I asked Daneen and Glenn to send me headshots, and his headshot has a big Brick Fiesta hat on, which is great. All right, well, cool. So I didn't know if either of you were planning to build or not. This is kind of a build and chat, and we're going to chat a little bit about some of the things that are coming out right now. Oh, okay. So Daneen's got, it looks like one of those Friends cubes, and she's got the creator set. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, go ahead and hold up the Creator 3-in-1 Wild Lions set. So that is set number 31112. And we are in the middle of a Rebrick This challenge. So for those of you who don't know about it, go ahead and pick up the set when you get a chance, build something within the set. It's chosen by Debo Bricks, who I'm partnering with on this Rebrick This challenge. And hashtag Rebrick This and hashtag Rebrick This June 21, because this is our 4th version of the Rebrick This challenge, and it's starting to gain momentum. So we're trying to be able to follow all of the things that are there. And I think that what we'll do is you don't have to build this on the stream, Glenn. I was just curious if you had something you wanted to build while we were chatting. So I just brought a small poly bag with me. So I have this little Friends poly bag. I do have a down camera that I can show to people too while we're building if you want to. And yes, Brick Literacy says great set. And Brick Literacy, actually, if you haven't had a chance to check out Remy's Instagram account, he put together a kind of a loose mosaic of the pieces into this lion's face, which was like a double play on words, right? It was like a lion's face from the Wild Lion set, which I thought was very clever. So yeah, so you also can make artwork without actually connecting the pieces together. So Brickworm, did you you were holding up something, so let me spotlight you. So
yeah, I picked this up at the Lego store this week. One of the reasons I bought this one is specifically for the little balloon animal. Not only do I get a mystery dog, which I love puppies, so that makes me happy, but we get the balloon animal inside too.
Okay. So you're gonna break that open then. Okay, so Brickworm will be working on that. I'll be working on this. And Glenn, it's up to you if you want to work on something. It's completely optional. So if you have something close by you want to work on. And we're gonna make this kind of like a brick and chat. And if people have questions, I am watching the chat. So it looks like Brick Literacy, he knolled a lion. He didn't think people would go for it, but it's my most liked post. I'm not sure
I
what
loved
that
it.
means.
It was
I think
awesome.
it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And, you know, it's still using all the pieces in the box. And, you know, I think you took it to another level where you've arranged them and you don't even have to connect them together. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, yeah. Okay, so what puppy did you end up getting?
Oh, it's a little pink one.
Oh, that's adorable.
He's so cute.
That's awesome. And then I am getting my down camera set up now, and I just need to turn the video on. Oh, that's cute. So do all the boxes now have that kind of face print on them?
This season's boxes do. There's still a season of Friends of Cubes that never made it to the States. The summer set, which I'm kind of annoyed at because I really wanted that set.
Right.
So, but yeah, so this season's sets, there's 5 different ones. There's one with the kitty cat, there's 2 with the dogs, a bunny and the flamingo. But this one, because this one I chose, it had a dog, which I love and adore and will always go for, but I love the balloon animal dog.
I was gonna say, I want to see those balloon animals.
Oh,
Okay.
cute.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
I'm gonna make a lot of
Okay,
noise
so,
here with the wrapper.
I'm gonna see if my down camera is working well. I think it is. All right, I'm gonna, oh, there it is. There's the balloon animal.
And it's the trans dark blue.
Oh man, that is awesome.
It's just, I love the way it
I
just
like how you
glows.
have all these finds. That's great.
So,
Wow. Yeah, so that should be a pretty fast build. It's cute. So Brick Literacy, that's cute. I forgot those friends have those blind pet aspects. Yeah, and the blind pet aspects are dependent on which friend you get. Because I think, like one of them, I think has owls. Another one has the French poodles. And I don't know all the mappings of all of them, but it is pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna take you off spotlight, Brickworm.
that's fine.
And let's see if my down camera is working. Okay, you can see my down camera, but it's upside down. Why is it doing that? It's like this.
I hadn't even
this
noticed
setup.
that. She's got this tiny little face paint on her. She's got face paint on her to match.
Oh my
the
God, that
cube.
looks kind of, here, let me spotlight you again.
It's kind of clownish. It's a little
It's a little
disconcerting.
scary. It's
Yeah.
a little scary there.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Oh no, what happened to my my down camera? Wow, that face is scary though. I will say that.
Yeah, that's a little scary. Luckily, I have a bunch of
Yeah.
other friends' faces. I can
That is
change
scary.
that out.
All right. For some reason, I logged out of my down camera. So my down camera is going to start again. We're going to start from square one. So, so what do you think about some of the new sets coming out in June?
Well, the Everyone is Awesome is a must-have.
Yeah, I agree with that.
In fact, when I was at the store, our nearby store, they had one set up at the cash register, and I asked them if they'd have it for AFOL Day a couple days earlier. No. No.
Like, nope, not happening.
So
Hi, Matthew Builds Bricks. Welcome to the stream. We were just having a little chat with the mods. So we've got both Daneen and Glenn here. And for some reason, my down camera, which was perfectly set up right before the stream, decided to.
There we go. There's
too
a nice.
much.
There's a nice view of all the different animals that are in this set.
Oh, that's great. Oh, look at the bunny.
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes back to how they're all mapped to certain friends.
Right. And it's
So
interesting.
you have Maya. Which one do you have, Maya? Which?
Oh golly, you're gonna really test my knowledge of friends, which is pretty sad.
I think Olivia. I think Stephanie's definitely the one on the far left.
Right.
Stephanie's the one with the cat. It looks like. And then is it Andrea? Andrea,
I think, is up here.
Okay. What is that?
Flamingo?
What animal is that?
It's very, but I mean,
I have no idea what animal that is.
I love the way they use the same color palette for all of them.
Yes.
So they've got the dark teal, they've got the dark maroon.
Oh, okay.
They went away from the soft pastels and went for the richer jewel tones this season, for this set.
Glenn says it's a flamingo.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's a baby flamingo.
But that looks really, really weird.
I think it's smaller than the regular flamingo. So they've got little tiny puppies. You can take me off spotlight too now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm still working on my down camera. I think what happened is that
I'll do a song and dance.
because this is being recorded, it asks for permission to record you.
Oh.
And so it's kind of like, yeah, it's a down camera. So yes.
It doesn't know that.
You have permission. Okay, yeah, and this is interesting because, oh, you get a nice view of my palm. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna set this up again. Hopefully this will stay active the whole time. Okay, so my down camera, I'm working on this Friends. So it seems like it's a Friends Day today because I didn't plan this with Brickworm or Glenn about what we would be building, but so I'll be building this Friends, looks like the heart box that this was a gift with purchase during Valentine's Day. So great. And I just am checking to make sure we have a view of everybody here. I'm looking at the monitor and it looks like you just see me.
Yeah.
But I was hoping you would see the gallery, the whole gallery, everybody who's chatting right now. Okay, well, that's okay. You could still look at me while we're chatting. So Glenn, what do you think about some of the sets that are coming out in June? You're muted again.
Habit.
I think because in Sort Lug he's not used to talking. So.
Yeah, well, everybody is awesome is a must-have.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I can't even think of what's coming out in June. Yeah, but I mean, I seem to remember being excited about stuff, but we will see what happens.
Well, I'm wondering about the video sets because I am interested in the punk pirate with the kraken, the punk mermaid, and the shark. I mean, that's one that's kind of high up on my list too.
Red dragon and blue dragon.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I saw those dragons, I said Brickworm's gonna be all over that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, did you see those tricky leg dragons on today's show?
Yes.
Those were awesome.
Yes. I'm gonna go to Holly's house and steal her Duplo dragon.
I was gonna say, I didn't even know Duplo had a dragon.
I didn't know either. But just
yeah. Ooh, we got some lavender in here. This is awesome. Yeah, so I was thinking about when I was looking at the list of different things, everybody's talking about the Daily Bugle. So I don't know, are you, either of you Marvel fans? I mean, the best part about that is the 25 minifigs that come with that. 25 minifigs, and it's what, $300 for 25 minifigs? I mean, that was about the same price as Apocalypseburg, and Apocalypseburg only had 13 minifigs. So I don't know
a minority
between DC and Marvel or something.
I
like
must be in the
DC
minority. I have no interest in collecting more and more minifigs.
Well, it's not just more minifigs, it's special minifigs. Like
Okay, that's
the
fair.
one that I think I would like individually is the Punisher, the one with the skull t-shirt on it. And what is it? Oh, Firefox, is that right? Trying to remember the name. But I mean, there's a couple of different minifigs that come in that set. And I know I've been talking to a few people, like I know Debo, it's like, he's like, right, he and Cornado are both like, I want that set. I'm saving up for that set. Oh, look at that. That's adorable. That's awesome.
Now I have to turn her around. That's half of it. And now I've got to build the other side.
Right. And normally, I know you guys are probably wondering, I usually have a, hello. We have people walking by with their dogs and we're just streaming right now. So, oh, thank you. We're streaming Lego. So now your neighbors will know. I just show up at random people's homes and set up my computer and start streaming on the internet. I know that would be kind of weird. Actually, that wouldn't be too far off of those cooking shows. Do you remember that cooking show where they would show up at your house and look in your pantry to see what you have and try to make something out of it?
Yeah. Come home with you from the grocery store.
So I can do that, show up at random people's homes and say, hey, do you mind if I build Lego on your porch? You wonder what they would do. At least, you know, oh, you like that, Brothers from Another Brick? Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not that intimidating, right? You know, so I think they would say, yeah, sure. You got your own table? Sure, you can use our Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm gonna spotlight you again.
Another technique that I'm just learning here is we have these little, well, I know a lot of people call them various things. I call them pins because they have the little pinhole in them. But the bottom of the camera, I have to turn this so you can see it, the camera. Oh, you're going to have a really hard time seeing this. There we go. That slot is just the right size to fit in there.
Look at that.
Something I never knew.
I tell you, now that I look closely at that face, that is so scary. That face on that mini doll.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. I think they're trying to go for face paint. You know, like she's the clown.
They're
That's got to be
this, but yeah, I hadn't noticed that until I actually was up close with her. Whoop, and then she took a dive.
So Brothers from Another Brick said that if he showed up at people's homes, he would be arrested. So, and then he's asking you, Brickworm, for season 3 of Lego Masters, will you be, I guess, are you going to be applying? Is that what you're asking, Brothers from Another Brick?
I don't know. The reason I did apply for season 2. And the reason I applied for season 2 was basically I was in between jobs and I thought I wouldn't have anything else to do. But now I have a job. And so I'm very happy to be doing that and knocking Lego onto my keyboard, apparently.
Are you able to tell everybody where you work? Is that public information?
Yeah, I believe so. So
I know you've put it on to, there you go. Funko Games. Yeah. So, and that's a big company here in Seattle. So
Funko is a very big company here in Seattle. They just recently acquired a local game developer and is now branded Funko Games. But Funko Games, the company that Funko Games is has been around for a number of years. So, all right, how am I supposed to put these on? Oh, inverted. Okay.
So Brothers from Another Brick says, yeah, go for it. You mean for season 3?
It'd be interesting. I mean, I would hope to apply with family members would be great, but they're already been there. So now what do I do?
So I wasn't going to go there, but it's up to you if you want to talk about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's known that I have siblings that are going to be on season 2. I don't make any mistake about it. These are really floppier than I expected them to be.
Those are funny. Are those like rubberized? What, or is that cloth?
They're, I'm gonna call them foam. I mean, they're like,
Oh, okay.
one side is like the cape material, but the other side is flocked, more foam-like.
Uh-huh.
And maybe I have them upside down. I don't know, but anyway, there you go.
Well, that is adorable, except her face.
That's, she's not even on the screen now. I'm not.
I mean, I tell you, I look at that thing and I was like going, you know, I think what they're going for is face paint at like a amusement park, or she's maybe the clown and she's making those balloon animals, but still scary. You know, if you ask me, that's the stuff of nightmares. So,
a little bit.
Yeah. So it's funny because I think Glenn is used to chatting in the Zoom chat instead of, Glenn, you know, you're a mod, you can chat in the YouTube chat. So he says that that face is creepier than Deadeye Mario. So for those of you who followed me on my other streams, that I've been working with Mario and I made him a gangsta Mario for Brick Can. I'm going to take you off the spotlight. And so whenever I would have Mario on my stream, usually the power was off. So his eyes were completely black and they would call him Dead Mario or creepy, soulless Mario. So I had to, and so I took a couple photos of Mario with his power on, and his eyes are looking to the left like he's suspicious of you. And I've got him with Yoshi in a Yoshi kind of car. They're together on a little makeshift kind of what do you call it, like a gangster mobile. But yeah, so Glenn, you can type into the YouTube chat, you know. So are you working on something, Glenn? Or are you observing? He looks frozen. Or did he freeze? Or is he super?
There he is.
Oh, there he is. You're back. So what are you working on, Glenn? Did you decide on something? I love these lavender.
Ocean exploration submarine.
Oh, yeah. So one of those, that's one of the National Geographic ones, right?
Yep. The one with the angler fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I worked on one of those, the smaller set for one of my Thrifty Thursday ones. I think they must be spending a lot of money on National Geographic because you don't get very many pieces for the price. It seems like they're very expensive for the price part count, from what I could tell. And now yours is a bigger one, so it sounds like you might have gotten more from that.
I don't. A strict price per piece is fungible. I don't know.
Fungible.
I don't pay that much attention to it. You know, people get hung up. People get hung up on the, oh, it's more than a dime per piece, and it's like, what pieces are you talking about?
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I know since Brother from Another Brick is here, he talks about he doesn't buy a set full price anymore. He waits till it's like 50 to 80% off. and that to him is like a thrifty Thursday, because I talk about my Thrifty Thursday episodes, you know, that there's a lot of really good sets that you can get for under $19.99. And one of them is that Wild Lions set. That, I mean, that one you can get, I think the retail's $14.99, and then you can get it for like $12.50 in certain places. So this is nice. This little tulip thing. So that's really cute. Nice thing for Valentine's. That was a nice little poly bag. So I'm just a few months late. Months late on that, but that's okay. I finally got the botanical flowers and together on my stream a little while ago. By the way, just a warning, this says the internet connection is a little unstable. So if we kind of glitch in and out, you'll know. Yeah, but I found that, you know, you would think as a large company that Lego would understand that when you promote something right around Valentine's Day, people are going to want to buy it. And they really miscalculated how popular that was going to be. And it's sad because so many people had wanted to get that set and they had to wait. And thankfully, I think they had their act together in time for Mother's Day, but it still took a while. And that's unfortunate. And I'm lucky that I don't suffer from FOMO so much that if I can't get it right away, I just figure, well, it just wasn't meant to be.
Exactly.
Something else will happen. And that's why, you know, even with the Daily Bugle, there's a lot of people who are going to stand in line for that. There is one set, though, that I really wanted, and I'm glad I got it and I didn't miss out on. And that was the gift with purchase Amelia Earhart. And that one on International Women's Day that they did. So Brick Literacy says they have not managed their demand well all year. I know. And it was sad because I know there were so many people who wanted to get the bouquet for Valentine's Day and they just were out of stock. And I mean, this is a nice little gift with purchase. You could give that, but it's not the same, right? It isn't the same when you do something like that. But I'm hopeful because now that there's all this buzz about the everyone is awesome set, I hope they don't run out of that like they have with some of the other things. That would be awful because there's so much buzz about it. Everybody's been talking about going to the store the day of the release and getting it. And I don't know, it's one of those things where I think there's so many good things coming out. What are we gonna do, you know? Yeah. So here's that little heart. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard with the glare. Here, that's a little, it's a little better. It's the down camera is definitely easier. So you can see it from here. But I didn't even think about this technique around the top of the heart using these arches. So you use these arches and then you have just a 1x1 brick right here, which is great. The Amelia promo is a great set. Yes, I know that was one and it sold out. But then if you bought, I think online, I think that's how I ended up getting it. But there were lines of people for that set. It was crazy. But I will say, despite that demand, when I finally got the set, the one thing that disappointed me about that set is that Amelia Earhart can't even fly her own plane. They didn't make accommodation to put her inside the plane. That really upset me. I was kind of like, come on, really? And I know Mel Caddick is an amazing designer, so I don't want to disparage, you know, her talent and ability, but I know I've built several Lego planes. There could have been some space made so she could fly her own plane. Just saying.
Maybe a little less ground pieces.
Yeah. Or, you know, I think she was trying to keep true to the, what do you call it? The windshield, you know, because the windshield's really small on that plane. It's only a couple of translucent slopes, not a lot. But, you know, if you think about most minifigs that are flying in planes, there's plenty of places. Okay, so once again, Glenn is chatting in the Zoom chat. so he's saying that, I'm going to translate for the YouTube people here, that Mel was working with constraints imposed by Lego. So yes, that's true. That it's also a gift with purchase. I imagine that you can't put as, I think she had to keep it under probably like 200 pieces too as well. Debo, how's it going?
Debo's tuning in from his garage.
Yes.
And you're tuning in from my porch.
I'm on Daneen's porch right now, and it's funny because people have been walking their dogs and they walk past and they see me building Lego on her front porch and streaming. So it's been, I'm sure, entertaining for your neighbors too.
That reminds me, I need to get
It's
our
fun.
pride flag ready to go for next month.
So Rick Brickham says that it had to do with the way they build the fuselage in the cockpit areas. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a part of it too. But I love this color scheme that they're using. This teal with the white and this magenta color.
Yeah.
Or is it dark pink? I was looking at some of the colors, and one of these pinkish colors is actually called light purple. And I said, that doesn't look like light purple to me.
I know.
Looks-
The official Lego color, yes, is light purple. And it's like, that's not purple.
Right, exactly. So this is really cute. You can see the heart came about with these tiles and these studs. So it's very similar to what you see with a modular building. So that when you put the box top on, which I'm assuming, I'm just checking my instructions, not quite yet, but this will go on top and you can pull it up pretty easily. Yeah, so very, very cute. This would have been a really nice little Valentine's Day gift. Now I'm on my set, I'm making little petit fours, I think. Petit fours or little cakes for all you people out there who are into pastries. I don't know. I think it's called a petit four.
Turn and wave.
So we're doing I guess a little behind the scenes live. So you can see that brickworm is like filming me. How's it going? So you can have an idea of how I'm set up, and that you'll see people walking by.
Something you always
In fact,
get.
we probably should have had I probably should have had like a street cam going so you can see what's happening in the street. Well, this is an episode of Brickanista On the Move. So I've been in like 4 different locations in the last 4 weeks doing this Sunday show. So yeah, it's been fun. And so these little petit fours, and I don't even remember the entire background. Somebody who's into catering might know. Brickception. Yes. Well, it was really nice of Brickworm to let me hang out on her porch while she's building inside the house. And because of COVID, we're being safe about this, because the last couple episodes, actually my first 2 Brickanista On the Move episodes, I was in my car. And the very first one, in fact, Brick Literacy and Devo and a few others were on it. And that's when I met the psychic. So, the psychic who gave me a reading on camera. I mean, I can't make that up, right? And then some of your neighbors have been walking by. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them comes up and says, "What are you doing?" And you can, hey, wave to the camera. I don't know. It's funny. Yeah. You see, you never know what you're going to get on the Brickanista Broadcast Network.
No.
And yeah. So Glenn, you're texting like you normally would in a sort lug meeting. So anyway, so tell me, Glenn, about what set besides the Everything is Awesome set are you going to stand in line for June 1st?
I think that's the only one. We'll see what happens
I
when I
said
get to the store.
besides that. I said besides
We'll see what happens when we get to the store.
Besides the Everything is Awesome.
I don't know. I'm not going to plan anything. Plus, I'm trying to save some money for Brick Rodeo. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you got that big con coming up. Well, the other thing is I still have to square up with my order with our lug for sea lug, because we just got our big order in, so I need to square
Plug
up.
bulk, yeah.
I did tell them I'm waiting actually for a client to pay me. It's like once I get my payment, then I can take care of that. So
Our lug
this
bulk is here as well, but we'll or at least part of it is, but you know, we still have to sort it. So
So Brick Literacy says, what else is out June 1st, aside from Everyone is Awesome and the Daily Bugle? Well, my understanding is all the video sets are coming out. So that's why I'm really eyeing the punk pirate, not the punk pirate, the mermaid pirate, shark, and the kraken that are coming out with that set. So that's the one that I'm kind of eyeing. There's so many. There's some other sets that are coming out too. I think the Friends set, I think, is coming out June 1st too. That new Friends set with the apartments. So now it's kind of like, you're not interested in that. Yeah.
The apartment's already out.
Oh, is it? Did it come out earlier? Okay.
Yeah, it was last
week. Shows you how much I wanted it. I didn't go running out to the store to get it. All right, so this is really cute. And we have a couple extra pieces here, not a lot. So I think you could use these to decorate the outside of the box. But this was a very quick build. So Joel Brigadier Itchy Sheet Marbella. Video is August 1st for North America, not June 1st. Oh. Okay, well, what am I missing then? I thought they were like, you know, I'm not part of the land, so I don't get all the
Is that Hogwarts stuff coming out? I mean, I don't even know.
I think the Infinity Gauntlet, I think, is coming out. That as if Debo's here, he would know that because on the show, who was it? Flynn asked, so isn't Thanos's big glove coming out or something? And he goes, yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, that's why Flynn was a little embarrassed by that. But it was cute. It was very sweet. All right. So I'm just decorating the outside of this.
Oh, Debo, I don't think you noticed, but I have a rebrick challenge bucket now.
Here, I'm going to spotlight you again.
Here's the bucket. I
know everybody
the box already because the box.
All
that's left in the box are instructions that I don't need. All right, we're going to start with the mixel hinges because you know that's going to dictate everything else.
Lots of stuff is June 1st for the EU, August 1st for North America. Oh, okay. Well, then I don't feel like I'm missing out much.
Well, that's good because with the AFOL day being like 2 days earlier, I would hate to like feel like I have to go. I would hate to have stuff and then have stuff go away.
Right.
You know, have to go again, I guess.
Exactly. Now you know, it's funny because I think too, we just went through contest season with the, you know, Brick Can, you know, doing mocks for Brick Can. I was so busy the last couple of weeks. I was trying to get mocks ready for Brick Can. I had speeches I had to give for this nonprofit during the month of May. It's Asian American History Month, so people have been asking me to attend events for that. And so I'm actually kind of excited when June's going to roll around. June. And by the way, here's a little news flash. So I am going to have a birthday stream at my normal time on Thursday, June 3rd. And then at midnight will be my birthday, June 4th, which is also the day to turn in your quilt squares for Brickworm. And I will take you off a spotlight once this thing will let me. Hello. It keeps giving me this recording button. Okay. I think I need to put this gallery mode. Okay, I think this will work. I think you're off the spotlight now.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I also talked with Alexander 23, and he has some interesting things happening. So on June 4th, on my birthday, I'm going to also have a special stream on Alexander 23. So I think he's got some interesting things happening kind of in the works, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So Joel Marbella has a question for you, Brickworm. He said, I just finished the quilt for summer. Does it have to be a practical build?
Sorry, I muted myself because I was pouring through bricks. No, Joel, you
know
can
if you
certainly
heard
send me digital builds. Even in the first quilt, we got lots of digital builds. I am a digital builder. I perfectly understand. The nice thing about the quilt squares for me is that it's easy to come up with something quick, and it lets me get hands on when I've been doing a lot of digital building of late. So, but no, you do not have to make a practical build. And why is my battery showing that it's low? That is weird. I may be having a battery issue, so I will warn you now, if I drop off, that's why.
Well, we can always have a short stream too, so that's not a problem, because I just finished my little heart box, and I decorated it a little bit, and this is very cute. I think I can use this technique for, you know, making other heart-shaped boxes for those of you who are into hearts and flowers and things. It's very, very sweet. And I do think, though, that Brickworm's pet cube, I mean, the paint that was on that minifigure's face was pretty scary. That was I would not have expected that. And I'm not sure how a young girl or boy who opens that would feel about seeing that on the face. I don't know, very, very strange. But, you know, I don't build a lot of friends things, so maybe on a future show, I may focus on that. There is somebody who I might try to invite as a guest. If you've heard of Adora Builds is out of Britain, and she has a channel that on YouTube where she focuses primarily on the Friends sets and some of the Friends cubes and some of those things. But yeah, but before I close, I definitely want to make sure Daneen's going to be okay. It's like, I'm running out of power. Oh no, I've been there before. I know what it's like. Yeah, so a couple things to keep in mind as far as, you know, we have a lot of building going on also in the month of June, because we have Bricks by the Bay that's coming up. So if you haven't been part of Bricks by the Bay, it's a great event happening in the Bay Area. Oh, there she went. She just went down. I wanted to mention, since Joel is here, that the genesis of the Let's Go Camping MOC or collab kind of started from a conversation that Joel and I had on Discord, because we were talking about the VW bus or the camper van. And I said, you know, I just got this and I'm going to build it. And he said he's got to get it from outside the, he's got to get it from under his stairwell or something. Okay, so Brickworm says laptop lost power. Okay, so maybe this is probably a good time to close out the stream. What I'm going to do is let me get rid of this down camera. I don't think we need the down camera anymore. Everybody could see that we built that. So I'm going to stop that. It'll be just me and Glenn now. And yeah. So anyway, I'm I'm sorry that Brickworm's camera went down, but I didn't know, Glenn, if you had any closing things you wanted to mention. Like, you're going to Brick Fiesta. People, when is Brick Fiesta taking place? That's pretty soon, isn't it? It's like end of June or sometime middle of July.
Brick Rodeo is the end of July, the 24th, the last weekend, I think. So, yeah, plenty of time to build for that. But I've already built something Um, two.
So I think that for those of you who are interested, oh, wow, look at that. Okay, so if they wanted to go to Brick Rodeo, then they should sign up pretty soon, right?
The sooner the better. The price goes up for the tickets after May 31st. So, and then of course, getting hotel rooms, there's only
Right.
limited stuff there, but there's other stuff right nearby too. So, you could go either way.
So Brick Literacy asks, where did you get that shirt, Glenn?
I forget which one. Let me.
Red Bubble.
I think T Fury. I think it's T Fury.
T Fury. Okay.
Let's find out.
Right here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. Oh God. Okay. All right. I got to spotlight you. You got to stop sharing though. Oh, you were sharing, so I couldn't spotlight you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can always go back and watch the recording of Glenn taking his shirt off so that he could tell you the product. Oh my God, that's
definitely
funny.
T Fury.
You have to definitely put that as T Fury. Okay. See the things we do for you for your entertainment here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
This Texas that I built yesterday. This Texas that I built yesterday.
She was going to switch to her phone. Okay, there she is. Okay, so I was going to say, so yeah, we'll definitely. Poor Daneen was her laptop died. Okay, so I think you can stop sharing, right? Yeah. Okay, there we go. I wanted to spotlight you when you were taking your shirt off too. That would have been a great classic moment. We can always have you do it again. Now that I think he planned it that way. You'd have to like look at that little square, go back and watch the video and look at that little square. So Remy, I think you're gonna have to go get that shirt now from Brick Fury. All right, well, cool. Well, I didn't know with the technology things, maybe is this a good time for us to close this down? Or did you want to still keep going now that you've got your phone going?
It's either way. I was cleaning off my desk, and so I disconnected the thing that everything was plugged into apparently earlier. So. Oh
no. Okay, well, why don't we do a couple quick questions, and this is similar to what Richard did. So let's find out more about our mods. So Daneen, I know that what is your favorite type of build to do? So not a theme, but what kind of build do you enjoy doing most?
I love microscale,
Okay.
Which is why we probably met with Micropolis. I actually really, really enjoy it.
Right.
There's something satisfying about it.
Right, because you can build a whole city and then put it in your purse and then go. Right. What about you, Glenn? What type of building do you like the best? Not a theme, like what type of, not necessarily a building, but techniques, or what is it that you like to do most?
Percentage wise, probably mosaics. I started when Brick Fiesta was still young. Somebody was like, hey, we could do a QR code on a base plate, and like a month later nobody had done anything, and I'm like, what the heck, this is right up my alley. It's so trivial. And so and then I have since done text log and TBRR, and then this Texas thing and a couple of others, so and
right,
they're so nice and portable too, because you just throw them in a box or, stack them up, and they're,
Mhm.
as portable as Micropolis. So
All right, so here's another question that I got and Debo got as well, which is if you had unlimited funds and could buy whatever set you wanted, what would you go out and buy right now? So Daneen, what would yours be?
Does it have to be something that's available right now?
Well, see, I thought about that after the show. I should have said something else, which I'll say in a minute, but let's just say what's currently available that you can buy off the shelf right now. So that also takes off the table everything is awesome, because that's not available right now.
I know. Honestly, I've done a pretty good job of getting the stuff that I want recently. Probably the bookshop. The bookshop is a modular that I don't have yet, and it's one that I would like to get.
All right, cool. And you also got a question from Brick Literacy, who asks, have you ever seen the Tiny
I've
Masters
seen the Tiny
Challenge?
Masters Challenge. In fact, I asked them specifically if we had to be new builds, because I have a list of about 40 things I want to do in the next month. So, and whether I can submit more than one. So I've got a couple old ones that I'm going to submit for Tiny Masters. And then if I get to the next round, I'll have to build something for that.
Okay. All right, so cool. So, okay, Glenn, you have indisposable indisposable income. So
Plenty of income.
what would you buy if you what would be the set that you would buy if you could buy something that's currently available? And then our next would be pets. So I think he just froze. Or he's contemplating on it quite a bit. Wow. Now Brickworm has frozen. Everybody's frozen. Okay, so I think you're back, Glenn.
I think so too. I'm pretty current with most stuff, but it would probably be a duplicate of something like the bouquet or the Spring Lantern Festival, the Chinese New Year stuff.
Spring Lantern. I love that Spring Lantern Festival. That's definitely a set that I stood in line for too. Or actually, no, I take that back. I ordered that online right at 9 p.m. Pacific. It was in the middle of a sort like call. Everybody took a break and started ordering right at that time. Okay, so yours should be the bouquet. Cool. Okay, so let's go in reverse. So Glenn, answer this question. If you had this money and you could spend it on a retired product, what would you get?
Either the Darth Maul bust or the Statue of Liberty, the big giant brick built one that's all sand green.
Wow. Is
yeah.
that an architecture series? The Statue of Liberty?
There is one, but it's more recent. No, it's I think it's a creator something, because it's like 20 something years old. So
20 something years old. That's got to be the VW camper van. That one's like 10 years old. It's getting ready to retire. But a creator.
The camper van's retired now.
Okay,
no,
so how about you, Daneen?
Well, because it was during my dark ages, I never got it. And recently with the Let's Build an Amusement Park challenge coming up, it's been on my mind. I would love a monorail.
Right. Oh, everybody's been talking about the monorail.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because I think because I'm fairly new to the hobby that some of this like they talk about the monorail and they talk about the goat. It's kind of like,
Right.
why are
Just
they
the
so
goat.
obsessed
I don't need the
about
rest of the
this
set,
goat?
just that one goat. Yeah.
I have no idea. They only want the goat, and it's like, I mean, how important is this goat, really? I mean, come on.
It's
Really.
adorable.
All right.
It's
So my
really cute.
answer, it is adorable, but it's a goat. I mean, come on. It is a piece of plastic this big that's shaped like a goat. And everybody's like going, I gotta have this goat. It's like, come on. There's other things in life that you can get besides the goat. Okay, I'm off my platform now. Oh, you're pointing to the dog, or is that a
I went
goat?
crazy. I bought this set just for this balloon animal.
Oh, for the balloon animal, yeah. Well, so for me, it would be the sea cow. I missed the sea cow, and you know I'm big into pirates. That, and I think, what is it, the Black Seas Barracuda? That big, is it the big black ship? I think it's the Black Seas Barracuda. I think those are the two that if I had been in the hobby earlier, I probably would have picked those up. And now I'm rejuvenating my love of pirate ships. So I think once we're done with the MOCs for Bricks by the Bay, I'm going to get back into my Qingxi junk ship because I need to do that. I had started it about a year ago and I never finished it because I couldn't get the alignment of the bricks to work. But now I've got all these resources of people that, you know, can help. All right, cool. All right. So let's see, Robbie House, is that yours, Debo? The Robbie House, as far as what you would want? I was expecting somebody to put goat into the chat. Like, I want that goat. All right. Well, this might be, I know with Daneen's power going out and everything, you show your pro. Yeah, the internet's starting to fluctuate too. So this is mine. I did the little, yeah, wow. This internet really is, oh no, I think we may have died. I think it may have booted us out completely, possibly. Okay, are we back? I think we're back. I was noticing that my monitor here has been in the wheel of death. But I think this pretty much is an indication that we probably need to end.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think we'll just hold up everything that we've made, and then we'll say goodbye to everybody because this internet is starting to flap. So this is kind of like a sort lug call where we hold up everything we have and then take a group photo. And okay, good. Glenn's back. Okay, ready? Okay, I'm going to take a photo. 1, 2, 3. Oops. All right, one more. Sorry, I had to do a screenshot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, poor Glenn, you're okay, I think we got it. Okay. Yeah, Glenn, you've got like you're in mid-sentence. I think because of the way the screen has been going. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody and just say thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Debo, Brick Literacy, Brothers from Another Brick, Brickman Mosaic Art, Joel Marbella, all of you who've been tuning in for the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And thank you, Daneen, and thank you, Glenn, for being on the show today, and especially Daneen for giving me the space to do this outdoors and letting me use your Wi-Fi for another Brickanista on the Move episode. And really, thank you to both of you for helping me a month ago when I had my face plant and I was putting frozen blueberries on my face. So it really means a lot to me. So thank you so much for both of you caring so much about and making sure that I was okay.
Definitely.
So with that, everybody, I'm going to end the stream and thank you. Be well and may the clutch be